Hi, this is Weekly Reflections, and I'm Nancy Joy, back with you after my trip to New York last week. Today, I'm recording this on Sunday, November 3rd, which is not only the new moon, which of course we know are great times to initiate and activate new things, but also the new moon's in Scorpio, so it's about going deep inside yourself, but also it is the second of the two eclipses. The solar eclipse is today, and in the morning, I believe, in the United States. And the last eclipse was the lunar eclipse on October 18th. So eclipses are, for me, how I interpret them in my heart. In Egypt, they have a saying, when the right eye and left eye of Horus become one, all will be revealed. So to me, eclipses are about integration. When the male and female come together, things are revealed, things happen, things are created. When the past and the present, and when the past and the future come together, the present is active and alive and a template for creation. So all this is going on, and when we look at what's going on out there in our world, it's good to remember that at a time of eclipse, of things being revealed, it's a very powerful time, and this is in Scorpio, it's a powerful time to go within and find your nemesis, which is what's holding you back. And that's what I want to talk about today. Here's the quote from Joseph Campbell. Joseph Campbell refers to our nemesis as the guardian of the threshold. This ultimately represents the part of our personality that blocks the doorway that leads to the fulfillment of our goal. And oh wow, if ever all of us felt like we're on a threshold for a long time now, it's now, right? And so this is where we really have to take a look at why we're poised on this threshold so long. And whatever it is we're pointing the finger at and blaming, if it's the cabal and the ridiculousness going on, if it's the government, or some people believe the corporations, or Obama, or a particular person, to blame is to stay stuck with your nemesis at the threshold and never move through to the other side. And so this is a time for all of us to really take a look at where we blame overall in the world, pointing our finger why things aren't happening, why they're not shifting, where our prosperity packages, where is this earth that's going to be the golden age. It doesn't look like it on the outside. Now, granted, most of us know in our hearts and feel it and already live in it much of the time. And yet, it is still important to remember that whenever we blame anything, whenever we are in judgment of how things are coming down, it's time to remember to go back into ourselves and take the inner journey to find out what that is in us. What's that darkness in us? Why do we have that need to blame instead of to understand that this is the story? And another thing Joseph Campbell shares is the journey of the hero. Every movie, every book, every story ever told is the journey of the hero, heroine, if you will. And it always is that they go off in search of a goal, or to change something or fix something. And right when they get it seems as if everything's going to turn out fine, and then the nemesis rears its head, and the nemesis will do anything to stop the hero or heroine, and it gets to a point where it looks like all is lost, and then there's a shift. And the shift usually comes because the hero or heroine understands something new, something deep, something vast that goes beyond the nemesis that's been keeping them from their goal. And you can imagine this, and just think of, I thought of right away, came to mind Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. And, just when it looked like all was lost and the Empire was going to take over, Luke understood. He got it. Darth Vader was his father. That darkness was a part of who he was. And in understanding and knowing this, in the famous laser fight, he could defeat this inner nemesis, which in the outside was Darth Vader. So we go through the same thing over and over and over again in every movie. And two movies that I thought are very poignant, I saw them a day apart in New York, And they're very similar. One is the movie that everybody's talking about, Gravity, with Sandra Bullock, and the other one is called All Is Lost with Robert Redford. And here's the interesting thing. Both heroines, are abandoned and alone in a matrix that they have no control over. Sound familiar? Sandra Bullock's case, she's in space, and a disaster happens, and she gets stuck there. And she doesn't know if she can ever get back to Earth again. Robert Redford is, I believe he's sailing alone on like a journey of healing for himself or whatever, on his beautiful sailboat in the Indian Ocean. And of course, as oceans are, and things happen, and he becomes stranded in the Indian Ocean. And so both the same type of energy, and both the hero, heroine, respond in ways where they're struggling, fighting, resisting, battling space, battling the ocean. I mean, think about it. Think about that. That's kind of a struggle that is not one that you can win. But when each one in their own way, in very different ways, they come to a place where they go inside and something changes, and they choose how to move to their goal in the journey. Both very different goals. But I love that because there's a man and a woman, space and the earth, and both, like we often feel right now on this threshold. Nothing we can do stops the ridiculousness or the martial law or the shootings at the LA airport or the earthquakes happening or, our rights being taken away, whatever. That's the ocean, that's space, that's the matrix we're in right now, until we go inside ourselves and realize that there is another pathway. It's the pathway in here, and it's the pathway where we take our power back and become the creator. The more you blame, the more you fight, the more you struggle your nemesis, the less power you have, the less energy you have, probably the more illness you have. So it's a real opportunity here to take a look personally in your life. What's your nemesis? What do you blame for you not having what you want right now? Or can you go to that magical space many of us can go to that we've been talking about, where everything we have is here right now and we're filled with gratitude, and yet it seems it's outside world's trying to take it away. When we go in that space, that's our power place. So take a look at this whole spectrum here and figure out just where you are, because it's ridiculous to play the blame game. Open up. Embrace your predicament. Go into your heart. In that inner place comes your answer. And that is the doorway to the threshold where we move through into the golden age. But we have to do it consciously, right? Humans have a way of holding on to what's wrong and blabbing about it and talking about it and, just getting really, really stuck in it. And it seeps your strength. It's like something that just sucks your power away. So be real aware of it now. This is really important time because we are about to leap through that threshold. And, the more you believe in appearances and the more you believe in things that are your physical senses tell you are the circumstances that you find yourself in, the less power you have to change them, because you've given them a reality that, as we know, is not real. So as soon as you stop fighting and go into your heart where creation dwells, the doorway opens, and we are very, very close. So think of Luke Skywalker and turn on your imagination, activate your superpowers, create your own reality, and by swallowing your nemesis, which means with your heart, swallow your nemesis with your heart, which means understand it, embrace it, surrender, and go within to your heart. The doorway opens. So catch the magic, have fun with this. Don't forget, we're still doing the free sessions. Check it out, and we'll be back with you next week. Have a great week. Bye.